What is up, everybody? It is JDog6156, and today we're going to be doing another video, but it's going to be based off of a region type video, and it's going to be the future of the western, well, mostly the southwestern states. Now, the states I consider part of the Southwest would be California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas. So let's go ahead and erase all these states right here. Just give me 1 second. I'm almost done. So yeah, in total, these states have 132 electoral votes. I plan on doing the future of the South, and I will include Texas in this and Oklahoma. Well, Texas and Oklahoma will be the exception states where they're part of like three regions, like the Plains, the South, and the Southwest. But anyway, let's focus on the Southwest for now. So first, let's go ahead and get the obvious out. California would be safe for Democrats, even if the Hispanic trends like trend to the right. California is just too much of a deep blue state for it to be anywhere near competitive. Like the highest I see Republicans at least making in the state could be around like at least breaking 40%, but that's as far as I'll go. So California will remain solid blue. We'll do another Republican state. Utah will be likely based off trends, and like the old GOP is like not, it's still favored in Utah. I mean, Utah will still vote for a Republican, but like they won't vote for a Republican as strong because back in like 2008 and 2012, Utah voted for both Romney and McCain by like plus 30, I think, at least over 25%. But granted, like John McCain was from Arizona and Mitt Romney was from Utah. But then now it votes for Trump by at least like 20%, which if you compare it to the old GOP, that is extremely not embarrassing, but like not as good. But anyway, moving on. Um you know what? Hold up. I'm going to include Hawaii, Alaska, and Oregon and Washington because I really like, because I don't feel like doing the plain states and just including them. So yeah. Next we have Alaska. Alaska, I'll leave it as lean. Looking at trends, you can notice that Alaska has basically, besides 2016, where there was a third party challenger, Gary Johnson, who did well in the state, Alaska has trended blue since like 2008, I think. Yeah. And fun fact, 2012 was actually the first time Alaska went likely. And I think if Alaska continues its trends, then it will end up at least lean by at least like 2040. Just a fair note that just because I say some of these states will be what they are, I'm not for sure they're going to flip. I mean, trends, thing about trends is that they're unpredictable. Like I used to think that Hispanics would make Biden win in Texas, and it got him close, but it didn't work out. Hawaii would be safe Democratic. I don't think Republicans really have any type of energy there. I mean, Hawaii likes progressive, democratic socialist type candidates, and the whole island basically agrees with it. So, yeah, that's my take on it. Oregon and Washington will also be safe blue because, I mean, well, maybe that's a stretch. I might put like both of them as like likely, maybe. No, if any state's going to be likely out of these three, it's going to be like Oregon. Oregon's kind of a tough case. However, moving on, Nevada would be lean red by at least like 2040. Again, it's because of Hispanic trends in the state. And if the trends continue, then we could see Nevada flip sometime around like 2028 or at least 2024, depending on what goes on between now and then. Colorado, I'm going to put that as safe blue. Colorado has turned sharply to the left since 2016, and like it went from voting Democratic by 4%. Granted, there was a third party challenger to voting 13% for Biden. So yeah, there's that. Arizona would be lean by this. I mean, most people tend to think that the reason why Biden won is because like of neocons and John McCain voters, and that is right. He did win off of that, but I kind of do think that Arizona will be turning blue, because if you look at it at the Senate level going up, Arizona has had like a lot of wins for Democrats between 2017 leading up to now. Like, they flipped one of the seats in 2018 and they flipped another in 2020. And maybe if Democrats can rebound in 2022, they might have a chance of flipping the governorship. But moving on, New Mexico. New Mexico is going to be lean as well. Now, why would I put New Mexico as lean while Colorado's safe? Well, it's because New Mexico is also experiencing a rightward trend, kind of like Nevada, but a bit more slowed down. And I don't think New Mexico is going to flip, but I do think it will become more close and close and close. Now, it depends on what type of year. If it favors the Democrats, then I will put it as likely. But if it does not favor the Democrats, then I will put it as lean. And finally, Texas. Texas will be tilt R by then. Now, Texas is kind of a tricky state going into the future, because Texas, it really does depend on like what type of wave year it is. By 2040, if 2040 is like a blue wave year, then we could see Democrats at least winning by like a lean margin. However, if it's a red wave year, then Republicans would do well in a lean margin. I mean, Republicans in the state have to understand like their power is like dwindling, because Texas has basically shifted left in every election except for 2012. Like, I think John McCain won it by like, I say about like between like 14 and 10%. Then Mitt Romney increased the margin. I know he won it by 16%. Then Hillary Clinton cut the margin in half, winning it by 9. And then Biden won the state by around, well, I mean, Trump won the state by around 5.3 last time, if I'm correct. So if Texas continues this current trend, especially in its suburbs, then yeah, we could see it flip. Now, many people would say, well, what about the Rio Grande area? It's trending red. And yes, it's trending red, but like, the thing is that in the future, Democrats will rely solely on cities. Like, they still rely on cities now, but they rely on like a mixture between cities, suburbs, and some rural areas. In the future, Democrats will rely more on Democrats will rely more on urban areas, while Republicans will rely more on rural areas, and suburbs will be like basically battleground counties. So if Democrats can make gains in DFW, Dallas Fort Worth, or Austin, or Houston, then they could flip Texas. But anyway, this is a short video about like what I think the West Coast leading up to the Western Plains are going to look like. I plan on doing the rest of the states. The next one I'm going to do is what I think the South's going to look like. But anyway, this is JDog615.